Good afternoon and welcome to OmniBros Live on a Sunday. I'm OmniDog from OmniDog's Vault, joined by Comics Guide Lou. Right? That's your name?
Yes. Yes. For the past 30 years. Yes.
How's it going, Lou?
It's going, man. It's going. Just another beautiful day here in Miami.
You have links and stuff to San Diego Comic-Con toys and things?
Yeah.
That thing Gio sent you?
I do. But first, why don't you tell the people about our lovely sponsor today, Jess?
That would be InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. At the end of every month, which it seems like is coming up this week. This looks end of the month-ish to me. Yeah, next Saturday is the end of the month. So where was I? End of the month? That's when we give away a gift card to a lucky viewer like you out there for $50 value from InStockTrades.com. $50 or more in an order gets you free shipping in the United States, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
There you go. Still got it, man. Still got it.
Yeah,
like just kind of teased today with SDCC being this past weekend. I know that San Diego Comic-Con was not how it normally is this past weekend. It was all digital. It was actually kind of weird seeing creators and stuff that I follow that they were at the convention center and it was dead. It was empty there.
So this was digital stuff, and there was a live con at San Diego at the same time?
No, well, my understanding is that there was no live con. Everything was digital, but they still had creators and stuff for whatever reason, and people show up to the actual place. So I didn't really understand that, but.
Okay, what? All the toys and stuff were online. I got that part.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But there were creators in San Diego at like the usual venue.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot who it was, but I saw a creator like he was posting. It's kind of weird to be here and it's empty, and there were people that were cosplaying and standing outside of the arena and stuff like that.
Were they? This was because of COVID?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's because California has stricter COVID restrictions right now than the rest of the United States?
Yeah, California, I forgot what other states right now is going back, if my understanding is correct, on their restrictions on COVID. So they're locking down places and on the gatherings and stuff like that. So San Diego was a bust this year like it was last year. So fingers crossed, maybe next year it'll be back to normal. But we did get some really cool announcements, some cool toys, and a few other things, man.
Did we get any like TV show, movie announcements, things like that?
I'm trying to think if there was anything big that was announced. To my knowledge, no.
Thank you, Werewolf by OmniDog. Hearing show me. Is that my name now?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, most of the big two studios that you would expect, like DC and Marvel, they're off doing their own thing now. They don't even show up to San Diego because kind of makes sense. They see it as, why are we going to show up when we've got D23 and when we've got our DC live stream that we do once a year where we'll promote all the stuff that's coming out the following year. So it doesn't really make sense for them.
Oh, so they don't even go to San Diego then?
The comic stuff does, but the movie stuff doesn't anymore.
Okay.
So.
And the Hooniverse is saying congratulations to James Tinney in the fourth for the Eisner.
That's
and
right.
You had in the chat a reference to Mitch Gerard's. Did Strange Adventures win some kind of Eisner?
No, if you want, I could pull up we cover the Eisners, the winners every year. If you want, I could just speed through them real quick. We won't dilly-dally on them because we've got other stuff we want to
Yeah,
cover.
I was interested in what Mitch posted. He was posting a reference photo.
Yeah, so Mitch Gerards, if you ever follow him, the dude is a character and a half. He's actually one of the funniest creators that I follow, and he said, I think it was like, if we win an Eisner, I'll post the reference photo for this Strange Adventures cover that I did. And he didn't win the Eisner, but he still posted the photo anyway. And he's just sitting there on his bed like this in this red suit. And it's kind of hilarious. If you follow his Twitter,
yeah, we should share that with the audience. I think it's funny.
Let me see if I can find it.
Thank you, Gary. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a new Lady Mechanica shirt. I just got a couple of them. NFL Dude says we got footage of the Netflix Usagi series set in the near future with CGI animation.
Right.
Give
me a second. Yeah, they dropped that. They dropped the what was it? The Blade Runner trailer that they
Blade Runner?
Yeah, it's a anime Blade Runner thing that they're doing. Personally, it doesn't look that good to me, but all right. How do I share my screen, Jess?
Do you have a share button down there in the middle below?
I do.
Try hitting that, and then it should say share video, I think.
Move from one to record the computer. Okay. Give me a second. Recording for the content. Oh, it's not letting me.
It's not letting you share it?
Hold on.
You should be able to share it with me.
There we go. So I would have to quit the screen and then jump back in. It's not worth it right now.
You're trying to share.
Well, the security preferences on this laptop won't let me. I would have to quit Google Chrome and then allow it. But if you look up, I'll send you the link in the chat, and we can do it that way.
Okay. Which chat? This chat or the OmniBros chat?
Well, it'd be easier in this chat.
Okay.
Here, I'll send it in the private chat.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, I can share that. Okay, let's see. Share screen. Chrome tab. Let's see. There. Okay. Who wore it better, Mitch Gerards or Adam Strange? I swear this should be a variant cover or print available for signing at cons. What do you think, Tom King and Doc Shanner?
You can scroll down a little bit. You can see the little...
Yeah.
I just love that everybody was commenting on it and saying, what, you couldn't get Chip Zdarsky to pose for you for reference?
That's definitely a Chip Zdarsky type funniness.
Yeah, it really is.
So he's got a good sense of humor, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Mitch is cool, man. I've met him at a con a few years. Gabe and I met him at a con a few years ago. He's a really nice guy.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Yeah, really down to earth, really chill dude. I have a original art for him. Yeah, I have a commission piece. I don't know where it is right now, but it's a small commission piece from Sheriff of Babylon that he did for me.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's a real cool dude.
Okay, and I will stop. And there we are back.
Yeah.
That worked.
So, yeah, it was San Diego Comic-Con this past weekend. We had some cool announcements and stuff like that. I feel like for the most part, because there weren't people there and it wasn't the usual bing bang boom that you hear from San Diego. It was kind of a dud as far as news and stuff like that, I think, this year.
There are a lot of toys released, I can tell you that.
A lot of toys released. So we could kind of start going through some of these geos better this night. But.
Yeah. And Gio also knows all about everything that was released because I'm in a collector's chat with him and a few other people. And it's stuff from albums to toys to prints. All kinds of stuff got released.
So, Jess, I sent you the link in the private chat, if you want to go ahead and pull that up.
Okay, Spawn Universe. Well, this, okay. Well, why don't we just go over what you just sent me?
Okay.
It's from Toy Arc. And I'll stream it and then go. I'm sorry. I'll share it and then go back to it. Matt Rand is right. That collector's chat is trouble.
Well, Matt just sent me a link. He bought apparently a statue himself. So,
was that the Guts one?
yes, he did.
Oh yeah, I just saw that. Guts and a new Batgirl from Sideshow just went, and he had a lot of points, Sideshow points. But I think if you're a Guts fan, this statue's pretty rad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we saw this one too, Lewis, holding a photo. Yeah, it's funny that meme got created.
It's great, and the figure is actually pretty good. We could probably pull it up here, but the figure is great.
Yeah, it really is. Let's see, Masters of the Universe. This is Toy Arc, and so this is Toy Arc will tell you stuff that got released this week. Mm-hmm. Marvel Legends, that's the old news. This looks old. Juggernaut statue, Iron Studios. This is a recent one. Astonishing X-Men. Wolvie figure.
Voltron. I know you're going to like this next one.
This one with Grogu?
Yeah, man, with Grogu. They got to bring him back for next season. There's no way they can have a show without him.
Base. Oh, the statue base has light up LED effects. Oh, for $500. Good heavens.
That's pretty expensive.
No, that's kind of expensive. And there's IG-11 protecting Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Here's wrestling summer stuff from Target. Masters of the Universe stuff. A lot of this was exclusive stuff that went up and then disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Mezco revealed that there's going to be a Robin statue and let's see. Oops. Do you still have me?
Yeah, you're still there.
What are you looking at right now?
The Robin.
Oh, the Robin. Okay, let's see if I can share. Okay, wait. Let me see if I can share the thing that Tyler and I are most excited about.
The Dragon Ball Z toys?
That's what he's most excited about. I think this is really cool. Mezco Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
See if I can make that get a little bigger here. How's that look? Yeah, Mezco's doing a Spider-Man 2099. I don't know that there's been any news on when it releases, but we were both pretty excited about that.
Now, I'm not familiar with Mezco. Are they kind of like in that Hot Toys area where their stuff is really good, or are they a little bit less than them?
They're like, I have a bunch of stuff. They make figures that have a lot of accessories and lots of very posable and very high quality stuff like cloth, like vinyl uniforms and cloth. Let me see if I can show this Moon Knight that I have here on my desk without knocking everything else over.
I like that Moon Knight.
Yeah, so it comes with a special base, and then he's very posable. Let me highlight myself here. So he's very posable, and he'll have lots of hand swaps and ways to. This cape is made out of fabric, and it comes with hangers to pose it on. And now it's getting all messed up, but that's okay. And it'll come with like maybe a couple of heads and some extra weapons, things like that. They always come with a lot of accessories.
That's cool, man.
And so, and they're priced around $80 or $90, so they're not inexpensive. But for the quality, I think they're really good. They're a little bit better than Mafex, and then. Then you have Hot Toys. I think the next step up might be Hot Toys, which are $250, but also, 3 times as big.
Right.
And this needs to be dusted. I just saw it. Yeah.
So for the price, you are getting something that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty darn reasonably priced for what you get. All the different poses and swaps that you get with it and accessories and things. I feel like Mezco is a good quality toy to purchase.
Okay, awesome. How much is the $20.99 going for?
They haven't said yet. I would imagine he'd be around the $90 price point.
Okay,
that's my guess.
That sounds reasonable. I mean, for what you're getting, from what you're telling me and what you're getting, it really does sound like you're getting some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you see that Juggernaut? We kind of skipped by it. Did you see the Juggernaut by Iron Studios?
Yeah, let me see if I had it up there.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I can go back there just a sec.
Yeah. There he is.
Excuse me. Yeah, this is Iron Studios Juggernaut.
And if you click on the image, we can get a bunch of different poses and stuff out of it.
Oh, okay. Just a sec.
Let's scroll down a little bit. I think this looks really badass. I like this a lot.
Okay, let me see if they're seeing what I'm seeing. Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good. Yeah, that does look cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Deja Thoris, but it's still cool.
What is Deja Thoris, Jess?
Deja Thoris is like the queen of Mars, and she hardly wears anything. Are we back at the beginning?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh no, I think we're still doing details. This is the 10th photo.
That's nice.
Yeah, these are some details.
Were you ever a fan of Juggernaut as a villain?
I don't. Was he a big cartoon villain?
Man, you got me there.
Where did you? I don't know. I mean, I know about him. I've read about him, but I don't have the affinity for him that a lot of people do. Where do you think you first started really digging him?
It was the cartoon. It was the 90s cartoon, like a lot of the X-Men stuff. That's what I grew up with. So that's really where I found a lot of my love for the X-Men through that cartoon, which is kind of funny because if you watch the cartoon now, it's okay. I mean, it's nothing great. Every time Wolverine pops his claws out, he either has to fight a robot or he pops them out, then he pops them back in, and then he starts fighting. because they couldn't show, obviously, Wolverine stabbing somebody
Oh,
in a 90s Saturday morning kids cartoon.
oh.
Yeah.
Could they now, or has it gotten worse that way?
I mean, you probably couldn't do it now either. To be honest with you, there's certain restrictions and stuff like that in place. I think you could get away with a little bit more because kids cartoons, in the last few years have evolved and progressed in terms of stories and stuff like that. You've had shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, where the storytelling has really, really gotten very good. And I know people have been talking about it over the last few days. I saw the new He-Man, and it's actually really good. I really dug the new He-Man.
I only find out about online controversies. I never actually see them firsthand, only hear about them, I think, through chats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch He-Man just because, it wasn't something I grew up with, like Power Rangers wasn't.
Right.
And the Turtles and stuff, so I don't know anything about He-Man. But is the controversy that they show the females in the He-Man universe with equal time or something?
Dude, it's at this point, I don't even know what these people are mad at anymore. I saw so they do something that's actually pretty ballsy in the first few episodes. And it made me go, there's not a lot of He-Man in this He-Man show. But I liked where it went, and I liked how it ended overall. And people are complaining because there's always going to be a certain vocal minority that are going to be loud, that they're going to complain because the show isn't what they wanted, or the show isn't what they thought it would be, or the show isn't what their childhood was. And the fact of the matter is, He-Man wasn't this deep philosophical thinking show from the 80s, okay? He-Man was there to push toys, like a lot of the 80s stuff. And then they threw a little message in there at the very end because they had to, because I forgot what it was, like the Television Association cracked down on them and said, you can't just do 30 minutes of toys. You have to actually put a message in there, which is why when you're watching the Transformers in the 80s, you've got a Transformer 30-minute toy commercial, and then at the end, you've got some weird message about don't start fires, kids, because fires can lead to destruction of the forest. And knowing is half the battle. And that's how the episode would end. Something stupid like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's just grown men that are way too old, that they're trying to relive their childhood, and it's kind of sad and pathetic that they're online and they try to stir controversy. The show's not bad. I personally thought the show wasn't that bad. But then again, I didn't grow up with the same love and fervor that a lot of these people did because I'm a 90s baby. So I caught He-Man in reruns. He-Man is an 80s, I think it might even be close to 70, if I'm not mistaken, TV show.
Oh, okay.
But I enjoyed the original series. I think this was fun. I liked all the episodes that they put out. I enjoyed the story that they put out, and I'm actually looking forward to what they do next. I think it's pretty cool.
Okay. That's like the Hooniverse says that's likely why He-Man isn't in the title. It's called Masters of the Universe. Marvel Bab, I thought He-Man was good and the plot was plausible. And it was 1983.
Yeah.
I didn't see, I've never seen any of it, so I've just seen pictures of it as a toy. I've never watched it. So
well, the thing is, you've also got a certain, especially YouTube has made this more prominent, a certain sect of the online community that you could almost set your watch to it. Like they've already created videos before the stuff even comes out, where the minute something comes out, it's woke or SJW, all that stupid crap. But it's woke or it's SJW. It's all those terms that have, at this point, there's only so many times you could scream into a tin can before everybody just starts going, just shut up. We're not even listening anymore. That's just how it is. And they get views. And that's what people do. They get views and they know that there's an audience that'll listen to them pander to their small-minded beliefs. It's kind of sad.
Okay.
It's good though. Overall, I recommend you guys check out He-Man. It's actually really good, and I'm looking forward to what happens next.
Well, good. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the real point of everything, is to enjoy it and want to continue following it. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He-Man, NFL dude nails it. He-Man only existed to sell the figures, and they molded it for Schwarzenegger's Conan. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I can watch this without any prior knowledge. I have finally finished Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I've seen the first 2 episodes of Loki. And then I got really tired yesterday, and I haven't watched any television yesterday or today. Mm-hmm. But I'm hoping that I get to finish Loki soon. Then I can go on to Star Trek and The Boys and a few other things I need to see.
Mm. You have not seen Invincible yet, though, right? You're still
No. I was kind of hoping to read it first, but I don't know that that's going to happen this year. I really don't know what's going to happen right now.
It's all right, man.
I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the afternoon, to be honest. So, Joe Goose said episode 5 ended in a way that will have me watching part 2 for sure.
Yeah. No, it ends.
We're talking about.
Yeah, it ends in a pretty big cliffhanger in a way you go, huh, wow, I did not see that coming. I can't wait to see what happens next. And I think that this is the funny thing is this is Kevin Smith is the head showrunner of this. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Kevin Smith is the showrunner of this, and it ends in a pretty big cliffhanger. I love what he did with the characters. He actually gave a lot of the side characters a lot of depth. And he fleshed out side characters and some of their motivations and stuff like that. He gives Ortho actually some motivation, and he actually makes him a pretty cool character, which is more than what they were in the 80s cartoon where they were just, again, there to sell toys. That's what they were. But it's a good show. It's really, really good.
Okay, good. So have we gotten any announcements from anybody about any other shows, or there have been any other shows that have been released that you are enjoying?
I mean, nothing too much. I've got some sad news for you though. One of your favorite shows from last year isn't getting a season 2.
Oh shit! It's one of my favorite shows from last year.
Yes.
What's that?
Guess which one? You really loved this show last year.
Well, I already know Harley Quinn's getting a 3rd season, so it's not Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Wait, what did I can't even remember. I'm so foggy-headed right now.
You're good, man.
What did I watch last year?
Lovecraft Country.
Sorry? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, Lovecraft Country is not getting it's not getting a season 2.
Oh, that was a really good show with a really good premise.
Yeah.
Racism plus monsters. That's interesting. I thought it was really well done. The acting was really well done.
It's pretty sad. I was actually I was looking forward to it.
Where did we see that? What
That's HBO.
HBO. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sad about that. Mm. You're right.
Yeah, that was HBO. It's kind of sad, dude.
Yeah, I did like that. It wasn't Watchmen level, but it was still that kind of interesting creation of a racist monster show that you don't normally see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen it again.
Yeah, we've seen the last few years, this is kind of becoming a common theme where a lot of creators are tackling racism and homophobia and things like that in a very interesting way. We read that series that was really good, Infidel. Infidel tackles it amazingly well. It's we've talked about the series ad nauseum here on the show.
Yeah.
It's a 5-issue miniseries. You pick it up on Amazon, and it handles the topic of Islamophobia and racism very well. It's a brilliant miniseries. We've also had things like Lovecraft Country, Get Out, stuff like that have really tackled that stuff in brilliant ways.
What I really hate I'm sorry. The quick plug pulling of these TV shows, though. It makes it hard, especially like something like Jupiter's Legacy, whether it was good or not. It's hard for me to want to go watch it now that I know it gets cut off in the middle of everything. I don't even know how many episodes there are of that, but it cost them a lot of money to make, and why should I go watch it now when I know it's not going anywhere?
Yeah, it's kind of sad. Netflix especially has been very notorious of this in the last few years. And the problem is you're not allowing your series to develop a following. People don't realize that Parks and Rec, probably my favorite comedy show of all time. I adore Parks and Rec. Did not develop a following until its second and third season. That first season of Parks and Rec, it's okay. Andy's kind of a dick. You really don't like him. And
I really love the first 2 seasons of that show.
You love the first 2 seasons? I thought first season was good. Second season is where it really hooked me, when they start bringing in Rob Lowe and all those other characters and things like that. But they really don't find their footing until the second season. And a lot of shows are like that. Game of Thrones, it was great from the beginning, but Game of Thrones, I don't think developed its following until it started hitting season 3 and season 4. And HBO gave it that time and that chance for it to really catch on and develop the huge phenomenon that it eventually became. Breaking Bad was the same thing. Breaking Bad had a phenomenal first season. Nobody watched the first season of Breaking Bad right away. But then it got dropped on Netflix, and people caught on. Everybody was like, wow, this is fucking amazing. And Breaking Bad became one of the best shows that AMC has ever produced, along with Mad Men, which I'm going through Mad Men right now. I love Mad Men.
I think Seinfeld was almost canceled after, like, the first episode. I don't even think they gave it season 1. I forget. Taylor Brown he's more of a Seinfeld expert than I am, but I remember it was really an odd show in the very beginning. It was like on Wednesday nights, Seinfeld was, and it had more of his stand-up was featured than the actual show.
Right.
And then they did give it enough time somehow, because I think it was really close to getting cut.
Yeah.
And it found its footing and eventually moved to Thursdays, and they concentrated more on the 4 characters than his stand-up, because it was like his stand-up was just the show was sandwiched between his stand-up sets, and it was kind of odd. But that's a good example with Seinfeld, and then with Breaking Bad and things like that. You really have to give the public a little time to at least notice it and gravitate towards it and get hooked by it. I don't know that I'll watch Jupiter's Legacy, but I would have eventually gotten to it. I don't know. Maybe I'm part of the problem that I didn't watch it right away. But it doesn't sound like even big numbers would have helped it. They just made some arbitrary decision just to yank it. It must have been based on something, but Netflix is getting a reputation for yanking things while you're still caring, and really disappointing a lot of people.
Yeah, it seems very much that a lot of these companies like Netflix and Amazon Prime, they'll do the first season in the hopes that they hope it becomes the next Game of Thrones or the next cultural phenomenon or the next huge thing. And if it doesn't go viral, or if you don't get memes out of it, and the audience doesn't catch to it, in the first season, they just drop it because they might not see it worth their time and money into invest into a second season. And it's kind of sad, to be honest with you, that's where we're at right now. Because I'm trying to remember, what was a good show that only got a one season this past year? Okay, the Dark Crystal series that they put out that was a prequel to the first movie. This came out probably like a year or two ago. Was really good. It was very well done, very well produced. The puppeteering was amazing. It looked fantastic. It really captured the spirit of the original movie. Only got one season because it didn't catch on. It didn't catch on as well with the audience, and I think it's a damn shame. I really think it's a damn shame. So that's why when a lot of these TV shows, they first come out, I'm kind of gun shy to invest 10 or 12 hours into it. You know, I'm like, are we going to get a second season? We don't know. So another example would be Dune. Dune comes out later this year. I'm reading the book right now. Fucking brilliant. I love the book so far. This is my first time going through it. But the movie that comes out in November only covers the first half of the book. And the movie is like $500 million. It's expensive. Will we get a second Dune movie? We don't know yet.
Oh.
So I want to see the Dune movie that comes out in November, but I'm gun shy of like, are we only going to get the first half of the book? And then they don't do a second movie if it doesn't do amazingly well at the theater? Who knows?
Now, with like Lord of the Rings, I feel like they committed to everything, like all three movies. Did they do that? Because I feel like Peter Jackson was constantly directing for like 6 years, it seems.
Man, it's been so long. If I remember right.
I know.
They did Fellowship, and I think, I might be wrong on this, they wanted to see how Fellowship would do, and then they saw that it was a huge hit, and then they did the second and third movie back to back. I think that's how they did it. Okay,
the Hooniverse and Shashi are saying, yes, they did commit.
Okay.
Amazon has at least committed to 2 seasons of Wheel of Time, so they're showing some confidence in it. Wheel of Time, I don't know it, but I already like the name of it, so it sounds interesting.
It's one of Ryan Stace's favorite fantasy novels series.
Wheel of Time?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. But the issue with Wheel of Time is the author of Wheel of Time, I think it's like 13, 14 books of Wheel of Time, and they're thick books, Jess. They're like over 1,000 pages almost.
Good.
Yeah. I think the original author of Wheel of Time started to get sick around book, I want to say 7 or 8, and the quality of the book dropped, and also his wife became his editor, so they always say don't ever mix business with pleasure and stuff like that, but the quality of the writing in the book dropped, and then eventually you have one of my favorite fantasy authors working today, Brandon Sanderson, came in, and the original author died, and Sanderson used the original notes from that author to complete the series. So
this is Wheel of Time?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I've heard Brandon Sanderson's name a lot. I've never read his books, but I've heard his name a lot used in high regard. So,
yes,
he helped the series continue along then in book form. Yes. And now Amazon has done 2 seasons of Wheel of Time.
Amazon has, I think, they either finished the first season already or they're about to finish the first season, and they're dropping it. They announced that this week. I think it's October or November of this year, that first season, and they've already committed to a second season of it. So they're already working on season 2.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's very good.
Can you give me a tiny idea of what Wheel of Time is about? It must be about time travel. Am I right?
Honestly, I can't because I've never read Wheel of Time.
Oh, yeah.
I've never.
Can the chat tell me in like 2 sentences why I should watch Wheel of Time? because it sounds like I want to, and I've only got 25 TV shows to watch before it. So there's a chance I could get to it before I die. So give me a reason to watch Wheel of Time. Just kind of give me the elevator pitch, because it sounds good to me. I know Amazon has Man in the High Castle. This is like its 3rd season, and I read that book a long time ago, and I should be watching that TV show because I should be watching that because I loved the book. That was one of Philip K. Dick's really, really great books.
Yeah.
That he wrote back in like 1961 or something. When even I was just 2.
Small J Johnny says the first 2 Lord of the Rings, if you could highlight that, were shot at the same time. There's a good little documentary about that on YouTube. It was groundbreaking at the time. Yeah, and Peter Jackson, he wasn't a big director. He was just some guy that did small little films here and there, and they gave him the rights to Lord of the Rings.
Wheel of Time is an epic fantasy series. Magic, ding, lots of various kingdoms, ding, and cultures, and a series of compelling villains. Ding, ding. Okay, that sounds good. Hayden also says, sounds like a bunch of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. A dude finds out he's the world's reincarnated messiah. He has to save the world again, but he might destroy the world doing so. That's the same thing? That's Wheel of Time?
That's Wheel of Time, yeah.
That sounds good.
It's a series I've always wanted to start, but the fact that there's 14 books, or 14 or 13 books that are like this thick, has always intimidated.
Yeah, I can see why.
Whereas I'm pretty sure I'm just going to read the first book of Dune, and everybody says just read the first book, and then you're good. You don't need to read the other sequels of Dune because they're not that great. So I'm like, okay, well, I can pick that up right now.
Man in the High Castle is good the first 2 seasons, but the last 2 seasons had 2 different show runners and wasn't good. Oh, okay. Wheel of Time itself doesn't have to do with time travel, but it's the wheel in the Buddhist sense. Ooh, that's deep.
I like that.
Okay. This sounds like something I really want to see. I have to make it through Loki first because I've committed to Loki and I love the first episode. So
Loki is well worth your investment, especially like I told you, it's going forward. I think this is the show that is really setting up the next phase for the MCU.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Do you want to go over real quick the Eisner winners?
Yeah, sure. Do you have a link or do you just want to say what they are?
I'll send you a link.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Share screen, Chrome tab, Eisner's, share. Okay. I need to go back to that. SDCC's to Eisner Award winners, Clan Smashing, Rabbit Samurai, and more.
All right. So for those that don't know, the Eisners are
basically Wilson right there in the middle.
Dude, I was really happy with some of these results. The Eisners is basically, for those that don't know, the comic book versions of the Oscars. They hold them every year at San Diego Comic-Con, and they are basically industry-wide, and they choose what were the best books in different categories of the year. They're not as prestigious as the Omnis, but, you know, they're okay.
Or the Golden Kirkman.
Or the Golden Kirkman. So they do okay for themselves. But if you want, we could go through some of these real quick.
Yeah. Let's see. Who won the 20? Let's see. Wait. Who won the 2021 Eisner Awards at where is that?
Here we go. These are right there. Those are the categories. Who won best short story? So if you scroll down a little bit, and then you just look at the highlighted ones, and it says the winner.
Okay. When the when the menopausal carnival comes to town by Mimi Pond, who is awesome, I think.
I haven't read this.
I love Mimi Pond, but I have not read this either. Best short story, okay. And it is in Graphic Medicine, Pennsylvania State University Press. Interesting. Also, Greg Rucka and Eduardo Riso had Rookie in Detective Comics 1027 nominated.
Yep.
I have that somewhere. I will need to read that. Okay. Who won the big? Jeez. Why don't you read these? I can't.
Right. Who won the best single issue at the 2021 Eisners? The winner was Sports is Hell by Ben Passmore, Koyama Press. I have no clue what that is. That sounds like a manga. A lot of these choices are this year and last year, they've been picking a lot of, I think, obscure choices, definitely shying away more from the big two and from Image, it seems. But I don't know. I mean, there might be some gems in here. Keep going, Jess. Who won the best continuing series? This one threw me for a loop. I did not expect this.
Wow.
Yeah. So the choices were Bitter Root, fantastic. Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky, fantastic. The Department of Truth,
Yeah, you didn't care for that one, really.
No, I didn't care for it. Gideon Falls, which, wow. Stillwater by Chip Zdarsky, and the winner was Usagi Yojimbo, which I had no clue that Usagi was. I mean, I don't read Usagi. I didn't even know that they were still doing them, that they were still doing books.
Yeah.
So, but apparently Usagi won this year for best continuing series over some top choices. I mean, Bitter is great. Daredevil is great. Gideon Falls is fantastic. That wrapped up this year. And Stillwater, I haven't read that, but it's Chip Zdarsky and Ramon K. Perez, so I'm imagining it's good.
Yeah.
Best limited series.
Oh, there are a lot of good books in here.
And I'm going to give it to him. You know what? I'll give it to Matt Fraction. He deserved this one. Superman's Pal, Jimmy Olsen by Matt Fraction and Steve Lieber deserved this award.
You and I loved this book.
It was fantastic. It was really good. It turned me around on Matt Fraction as a writer. I was like, wow, it was great. I couldn't argue with it. And you were the one that kept pushing it on me. You were like, dude, no, you need to read Jimmy Olsen. I think you'll like it. And sure enough, I love the book. It was in my top 5 for last year.
I'm so pleased that it got an Eisner. That's great.
It deserved it. It really did. Best new series. I have not read this. Black Widow by Kelly Thompson and Elena Casagrande.
I read the first trade paperback, which I think was the first 5 issues, and it was really good.
Was it? Okay.
Interesting, yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check that out. The other nominees were Crossover, which I've heard is great. The Department of Truth, Philadelphia, and We Only Find Them When They're Dead by Al Ewing. And that's an interesting title. I'm gonna have to check that out.
I feel like I read. I haven't read the last 2. I haven't actually. I'll tell you what. Black Widow's the only one I've read on that. In that group. I haven't read Crossover, Department of Truth, Philadelphia, or We Only Find Them When They're Dead.
Okay.
So I need to read those, obviously.
Yeah, great. A lot of talent in these categories, man.
Yeah.
Look at them. Let's keep going. Who won Best Publication for Early Readers? The winner was Our Little Kitchen by Jillian Tamaki. I don't know any of these books. That's really not my bag, so we can kind of just keep going.
Okay.
Who won Best Publication for Kids? This one, I am so happy this one.
Oh, yeah.
Superman Smashes the Klan, which if you out there have not read Superman Smashes the Klan, you really are missing out on a gem of a book. It's so good. Absolutely so good.
Yeah, totally agree.
It's It's based off of the old radio plays, and we've talked ad nauseum about that book, how good it is. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's very fun. Oh, and this is another. Wow, Gene Lang won a lot of things. Another great book. I read Dragon Hoops.
What's that about?
It's a school he works at while he's still being an artist and writer. And actually, I have it right here. And the school has a very talented basketball team. They're called the Dragons. And he's not really a big basketball fan himself, but this is, and he doesn't, it's about his understanding how he doesn't understand sports, and it's how he comes to understand how important sports and basketball is to this one school that he happens to work at.
Cool.
So it's a true story. Once Gene meets these young all-stars, he realizes that their story is just as thrilling as anything as he's seen on a comic book page. He has to follow this epic to its end. What he doesn't know yet is that this season is not only going to change the Dragons' lives, but his own life as well.
Huh.
So he writes and illustrates it. Can you see that at all?
Yeah, I can see. You might have to minimize the screen to actually see it really well.
Okay, I'll show it after we get off the Eisners.
Okay, cool. But that's
really good. Really good. As usual. Like anything Gene Yang does is I'm kind of prejudiced towards loving. And Dragon Hoops and The Clan are both great books.
We've got some really serious talent that are working their way up through the industry right now. We've got Frank Gogol. He's really starting to make a name for himself. Gene Yang is really killing it. So there's some guys that are coming up that are going to be big in a few years.
I think Gene's already there and Frank's on his way. Oh, look, it got 2 Eisners. Nice.
Who won Best Humor went to Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen. I can't argue with that. It's good. It's great.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. Menopause. That must be where the Mimi Pond story came from.
Best anthology. We could keep going.
Oh, I read Kent State for Dead in Ohio by Durf Back Durf. Kristen and I read it for a Saturday show with Omnicat.
What'd you think?
Pretty powerful.
Really?
Yeah. Very powerful.
So yeah, best reality-based work, Kent State for Dead in Ohio.
Yeah.
Best graphic memoir went to Loneliness and the Long Distance Cartoonist. Haven't read that.
And I've been told by Next Imaginaut that it is pronounced Adrian Tomine. Not Tomine, that it's I think it may have Asian roots, so it's Tomine. Yeah, I think. And I'm sorry to say that I haven't read any of these because I love graphic memoirs. But I haven't read any of them, so I'm going to remember these. I do especially like Adrian Tomine, especially now that I know how to pronounce his name.
Who won Best Graphic Album at 2021? This isn't new, apparently. This is a new category. At the 2021 Eisners. It was The Book Tour, Dragman, Flake, Labyrinth, Paul at Home, and Pulp by Ed Brubaker. Just we don't really. It was Pulp by Ed Brubaker. Pulp. Yeah. Of course it was. It was Ed Brubaker that was going to win it. Come on.
Yeah.
I wonder if he just has a shelf that is teetering with all these awards at this point. Like, does he just keep them?
Here's another award winner. Seeds and Stems. I've read Hero Beer and the Kid. Black Hammer Library Edition, Criminal Deluxe Edition. I haven't read Fante Bukowski, although I'm aware of it. it got nominated for humor, so that sounds like something I need to read too.
Mm-hmm.
Seeds and Stems. That sounds like weed.
Best adaptation from another medium. Superman smashes the Klan. Took it again. Great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. International material.
This is the manga stuff, Jess. We could keep kind of.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't know any of this.
I'm pretty sure we can skip this one.
Okay. This is more manga stuff. Junji Ito. I recognize that name.
Yep, he won.
Archival Collection Project strips. Okay, that's important stuff. The Flapper Queens, Women Cartoonists of the Jazz Age. Pogo is important. Clean as a Weasel. The Complete Hate, which should lose for its signed edition of from a memo pad from a Holiday Inn with P-Bag written on it by somebody else.
Wait, what?
Thrown into it. You didn't hear about that?
No, what happened?
I paid extra money to get this book, The Complete Hate by Peter Bagg. I paid extra money to get a signed book plate in it from Fantagraphics. And I opened it up and there was nothing. And like in right next to the invoice next to the invoice was this piece of paper that looked like it came from a Holiday Inn memo pad. It said like Fantagraphics, and it's just like P-Bag written in plain, not even cursive like a signature. It's just like P-Bag, and it's just like thrown in the box. And I'm like, this is not what I consider a book plate. And I was furious about it.
Wow.
It was a complete ripoff. It cost me an extra $30.
Are you serious?
Oh, I was frosted. Yeah, it was a complete ripoff. It was great material. I loved the stuff. I read it immediately. But, I mean, you just flopped it in there, and there was just this piece of paper. I was not pleased.
That sucks. That's mistreatment of your fans, though, man. If you promise them something of quality, give them something of quality because it's your hard-earned money.
Yeah, and so I didn't get Monsters by Barry Windsor Smith because it was from Fantagraphics also.
Yeah.
And apparently it came with a beautiful bookplate signature page thing that I should have gotten. And now, of course, those are out of print, so I can't get those. They were from the same place, and I said, I'm not going to try my hand again at this.
Oh, I can understand where you'd be gun shy at that, but it probably varies from creator to creator.
Yeah, I guess.
This was a stacked category, man. Best writer, Ed Brubaker was in. So I'm going to go through the nominations real quick. Ed Brubaker for Pulp, Reckless, Friday. Matt Fraction for Jimmy Olsen, Adventure Man. November is volume 2 and 3. Sex Criminals, which that finally finished up this year. Hickman for everything that he's doing for X-Men. Jeff Lemire for Black Hammer. Colonel Weird. Cosmog. The Question. The Death of Vic Sage. Family Tree. Gideon Falls. The winner of this was Tinian for Something is Killing a Children, which is fantastic. Wind. I haven't read that.
I have. It's great.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's really great. I have a copy of it right here.
Awesome. I'm going to have to check that out then. Batman, which all I have to say about Batman is punchline. Yeah. The Department of Truth. Razor Blades. Haven't read that, so I can't comment on it. And the other nominee was Chip Zdarsky for Stillwater, Daredevil, his Fantastic Four and X-Men crossover. It's a stacked category. In fact, I'm kind of surprised they give it to Tinian, to be honest with you.
That's a lot of material by all those guys.
Yeah.
I would be sort of blessed, I feel like, that we're getting so much good material from so many good writers.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm personally surprised they didn't give it to Lemire or Brubaker.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you pick a winner in this category because all of the stuff these guys write is really good. Although I haven't read half of that Matt Fraction stuff, and I haven't read Colonel Weird Cosmagog yet, and I haven't read Stillwater. I feel like I might be one of the few people that like Chip Zdarsky's Fantastic Four X-Men book. I really like that, but some people didn't. It's just a personal taste thing, I guess, but I actually liked it a lot.
Yeah.
But we have a wealth of good writers writing a lot of good stuff. So this is a great category just to show us how blessed we are in this particular time and place.
It's pretty crazy. Best writer and artist, Junji Ito took it this year.
Dragon Hoops, Craig Thompson, Ginseng Roots, and Loneliness of the Long Distance Cartoonist. I'm going to have to read that. Bowie one for Michael Allred. That's great.
I'm a huge Bowie fan, and it pains me that I still have not read this.
Oh my gosh, you're going to love this book.
Really?
I did a whole video on it. It's so good.
It goes through his life, right? Leading up to Ziggy Stardust and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
It's like the early 60s. Oh my gosh, it's so great. It is so great. It's so well researched, and it does. The art is also obviously great, but it also flows really well because it's a bunch of snippets, really.
Okay.
And fortunately, it flows well because it's a lot of 2-page snippets or 3-page snippets of certain points in his life, and it could feel jumbled, but I think it's presented in such a way that it flows really well.
Okay, awesome.
And being the Bowie fan that you are, you owe it to yourself to read it.
Okay, I'll definitely check this out then. Real quick, before we keep going, since we're at the hour mark, Jess, why don't you tell them all about our sponsor at InStockTrades.com, where they can get these books and more.
Thank you. InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. At the end of every month, we give away a $50 gift card courtesy of InStock Trades, and that goes to a lucky viewer out there in viewer land. $50 or more gets you a free shipping in the United States. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com.
Good stuff, man.
Okay.
Best painter. Okay, we could kind of skip this one.
Oh, actually, you need to read Blue and Green. It's really good. It's by MV.
Okay.
And the art is really cool.
Okay.
It's multimedia and it's bitchin'.
Awesome.
You dig it. Oh, best cover artist. There's some really good stuff here.
Cover artist, Jamal Campbell, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Simone DiMeo, We Only Find Them When They're Dead, Mike Huddleston, Decorum, Dave Johnson for Butcher of Paris, and the winner was Peach Momoko for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Mighty Morphin #2, Something Is Killing the Children, Power Rangers, the list goes on. And the other one was Ramon K. Perez for Stillwater, and the winner was Peach Momoko.
Yeah, what a living she's having. What a life she's having. The covers are just pouring out of her, so the offers must be pouring into her.
It's insane. It's honestly,
what a great life she must be living now.
I'm kind of surprised Ross isn't in there for those Hulk covers that he's doing.
Oh, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Wow, what a life to be a cover artist.
Yeah. Best
other colorists besides Dave Stewart.
Normally there aren't, but apparently this year there were. Best coloring went to Laura Allred for her X-Ray Robot and Bowie, Stardust, Ray Guns, and Moon Age Daydreams.
They're a great team.
They are. They're a fantastic team. I love the work they did together on Ecstatic.
Best lettering, Stan Sakai. Does he do his own lettering?
Apparently.
Okay.
Did not know
that. Comics related journalism periodical. Women write about comics.
Best comic book related book, Invisible Man, the trailblazing black artist of comic books. Oh, that sounds interesting. By Ken Quattro.
It does sound interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Content over character. Mm-hmm.
Some of these categories, guys, we're going to skip right through them because it's kind of
okay. Digital comic Friday by Ed Brubaker. I haven't read that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Who won publisher? Go back real quick. Who won the best publisher real quick?
Publication design.
Oh, publication design. My bad. Keep going. Best digital comic Friday by Ed Brubaker. Haven't read it. And Marcos Martin. I need to read that.
Okay. Best web comic. Who's inducted into the Eisner's Hall of Fame? OmniDog wasn't even nominated. Come on. Okay, so that's really it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, man. So yeah, that was the Eisners that they held. It was over the weekend at San Diego Comic-Con. Good stuff. It's always good to look at that list to see, well, maybe you missed a few things here and there and you can pick some up because there's so much content that's coming out throughout the year that you're bound to miss or forget something that you thought, I should probably pick that up. So it's a good reminder.
Yeah. That was good that we went over that.
Mm-hmm. All right. You ready to wrap this up, man? Because I got to get going.
Yeah, I have to go take a nap.
All right.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Thanks to my partner, Comics Guide. Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at Comics Guide 101, and my archive of old videos is Comics Guide 101 on YouTube.
And you can find me on OmniDogs Vault on YouTube and OmniDogs_Vault on Instagram. Thank you to InStock Trades. Thank you to everybody who tuned into the chat today. Thank you to all the fans watching afterwards. And peace and love. Peace and love. Have yourself a great rest of the day.
Good night, everybody.
Read a comic. Have